Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones Wall Street 30 day trade setups for today. And we are still consolidating. I thought we were going to get a bit of a move to the upside yesterday with that pretty strong green bar, but we ended up with a very small range bar, and it's all hovering still at this previous high at 32.47. Now, the problem that I've got with the structure we're seeing here is obviously there's a bullish pattern here, which is the flat top triangle. But at the same time, we have a bit of a bearish pattern forming, because the longer we go sideways, the higher the probability is that the level that we're struggling to break through is going to hold. Okay, so so for me at the moment, I think get rid of that, make sure that that's not part of your preconceived ideas, and add rather a sort of a channel. Oh, sorry, not a channel, a range. So just add a sideways range here. I know we do have a bit of a channel forming as well, but let's ignore all diagonal lines at the moment and focus just on horizontal lines, and that will keep us out of trouble. So moving down to 3 hour, you can see we do have what looks like a rounding bottom, inverse head and shoulders, lots of structure here that indicating that we should be looking for opportunities. But the crust of it is we are sideways. We are moving sideways. It's above and below the moving average. Nothing really, there's no real structure in place. We had this range bar form going into the close, and nothing else. There's no real opportunities at the moment. So if you look at the 1 hour, you'll see exact same pattern is still in play. So above and below the moving average all the time, and you can see big up, big down, big confusion, and then we're going sideways. So I think we've got a bit of work to do here to get through this, and we do have the jobs number today as well. Now, the Feds came out yesterday supporting the economy. The dollar got hammered as a result of that. So you would have expected the market to follow the dollar. So a weak dollar, strong market. But nothing really transpired yesterday. Now, I'm a little bit cautious on this. I think for once this year, the DAX actually offers a little bit more value and a little bit more structure to get some decent trades in, whereas the US markets are looking a little bit wary. Nasdaq is at an all-time high. That had a pretty good day yesterday. But as for everything else, everything else being Wall Street and the S&P 500, it was very lackluster and very much sideways. And I suspect that we're going to have to really get going. Is this 30,320 is going to be the area we need to pay attention to. Up until then, it's going to be pretty much mucking around sideways. I just want to come down to 15 minutes just to highlight a few things here. So yesterday, you had just before the European Open here, you had this little cluster here bouncing off an area of support, which was worth a stab at. Pretty good trade to the upside. But then you can see gaps consolidating. Then we fall, and then don't really know what's going on. Then it's big up, then it's big down, and now at the moment, since we've opened this morning, we've been opening with gaps all over the place and no real idea what we're doing. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see us come back to, that was a close, I wouldn't be too surprised to see us come back there, 31.91. That's exactly what happened yesterday. We sort of came back to, I think we closed around here, and we attempted to come all the way back down there as well. So at this stage, I think wise decision would be just sit and wait for some structure. Does look like we're forming some structure here, but big down, big up, big confusion at the moment still. We've got this cluster of chaos here and there. So I'd want to be clear of that I'd ultimately be clear of 33.18 before really committing to it. So my plan for the day is really watching the 15 minute, watching for breakouts on the 15 and taking those trades. So for example, a break above 32.47, take the long but take profit right here at 33.18. So just keeping the taking profit often and keeping the stops as tight as I can until we really get moving. But yeah, everything is looking towards a move to the upside. I think what we're waiting for right now is the stimulus package. That's still not been approved and not out, so I think that's pretty much what we're waiting for. Anyway, so for me today is cautious, probably a day of scalping if you have got the time, but a good idea just to be very careful about everything at the moment. And any pullback is to be bought, but if you're looking, for example, looking on an 8 hour, you can see what I mean. You've got tail to the downside, tail to the upside. That's barbed wire. There's reluctant to push it above this 33.20 area, and I have a feeling once we get through that, it's probably going to be plain sailing for a bit, at least for a day or two. But until that happens, it is big up, big down, big confusion. We are ranging, and treat it accordingly. So you want to be buying off the bottom here, selling off the top. Okay, that's it for me. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.